I hope you're having a great day. I just got out of the bath and I've just moisturized, and that's why I'm looking a little bit fresh-faced versus with a face made up. But I wanted to make a video because I went for my 3-month, I'm going to move this a bit, my 3-month remission checkup. So it was the first one that I went to since getting the great news that I was in remission from cervical cancer in November. So I went to the Marion Gluck Clinic in London, which also helps me with my hormone replacement therapy, my bioidentical hormones, which I've talked about in other videos. And they did a blood test, which you can tell because, oops, wrong hand, because I bruise like crazy when I get blood taken. So they did a blood test and they did a PAP. Just letting you know about the PAP. PAPs used to be really painful for me, and this PAP wasn't. When I went through cervical cancer, I had so many speculums in me at one point. I had needles in me while I was awake, going through internal radiation, like all that stuff. So now PAPs are a breeze, but I'm also not as tender in there because I don't have cancer, touch wood. So the PAP was very easy breezy. She got a good sample. She really made sure she scraped out a lot, which irritated my cervix a little bit. I didn't feel it, but the reason why I knew it is because I bled a little bit after, but she said it was no cause for concern because she really gave it a little bit of a nudge to get a good sample. She didn't want to have to do it again. But I didn't feel any of that. I just saw blood, and when I went to the bathroom all day today, I still had blood on the tissue paper, but it subsided throughout the day, so I'm not too worried about it. If it's still really bad tomorrow, then there'll be a reason to worry, but I'm really not worried. So that's fine there. So I get the results of the PAP next week and the blood results tomorrow. But she said from the looks of everything, it all looks really healthy. She's really happy with how it looks, and there's nothing really that she sees as a cause. There is nothing at all that seems to be a cause of concern for her. During my meeting with her, we also talked about how my hormone replacement therapy is going. You may recall in other videos, I did lots of videos about hormone replacement therapy in menopause, and we talked about the dosage and how it's treating me. Remember, bioidentical hormones are different from the generic hormone replacement therapy that your regular doctor would prescribe you, because it really is tailored to each individual person. So if I'm taking estrogen and I'm taking progesterone and I'm taking testosterone and I'm taking the bioidentical versions of these things, every couple months they ask what my symptoms are. They go through a list of different parts of my body, how my brain function is, my memory, my moods, my skin, my hair, my sleeping patterns, my sweating, my everything. And depending on how I'm feeling that time, they'll adjust certain things. So it's really customized, which is great. So from that meeting, I'm still sweating once in a while at night. The sweating really is brought on a lot if you drink alcohol, and if you have spicy food. So sometimes, get a little bit more comfortable here, sometimes when I have had a couple glasses of wine, I definitely will notice that I'll wake up a little bit wet in this area here. It's where the usual sweating goes on. But I still mentioned it, and she's going to keep me on the same estrogen. It's called estradiol, that's the bioidentical name for it. She's going to keep me on estradiol for a while. And then once I run out of the batch that I have from Vancouver, I'm going to go on another estradiol, product that she thinks will be better absorbed by my body, and I won't have to take it all as frequently, etc., etc. So, sorry, I wrote down a little bit of notes here because I just want to make sure I got everything. But yeah, we talked about my lifestyle, my new job, if I'm happy, and what I've been doing to make myself happy. Bioidentical hormones, the clinics that I've been to, the one in Vancouver and the one in London, it's really not just about giving you bioidentical hormones, it's also looking at the whole picture of your life. How are you exercising? How are you eating? Your interpersonal relationships? Are you meditating? Things that really allow you to live a wonderful, fulfilled, healthy, life, mind, body, and soul. So we talked about a bunch of stuff, and I told her that I was doing really well and I feel really great, as I've discussed in my videos. We talked about dilators, and I may as well give you an update. I brought these out especially because these things are so much fun to talk about. So I think I remember the last time that I talked about this was I think about 6 or 8 weeks after my last internal radiation session, which was sort of around the time when I was getting a little bit of a hang of these things. So my doctor told me that I could start using dilation therapy 2 weeks after my last internal radiation therapy. So I did that, and I started with this size. They had a smaller size, if you recall. Check that video out if you don't recall. But I didn't use that small size. I went straight to this size. And it goes on this little thing. These are Dr. Berman's dilators. Oh, this is the small size. There you go. Goes on this thing. Ooh, and I don't know if you can hear that. It vibrates. Anyway, I started with this size, and the first time I did it, like I said, was uncomfortable. I breathed. I bled a little bit. Anyway, it got easier, and I would say about a good 8 weeks into dilation therapy, this was easy, and I could use it every day. When I did go in for my remission news, the doctor talked to me about ongoing care and what to do with the dilator stuff. And she said, when you're in the shower, put it in, take it out, you're done. So I keep a dilator in the shower, sitting next to my soap and my razor, and it's part of, after I've washed my body, I stick it in, take it out, and that's my dilation therapy for the day. And this is the size I started off with. I'm now on the largest size. You see that? Okay, so I'm on the largest size now. And again, I put it in, take it out, it doesn't hurt, and I don't bleed after. And basically I have to use this every day until I have a sex life. And my sex life right now is non-existent. Non-existent, I have no life. I make videos, but I love making videos because they're very important, I think, for everybody else. But that's what I do now for the dilator. So any of you starting dilation therapy and are freaking out because you realize internally you don't feel the same, you don't have the same elasticity, it hurts, it's tight, it does get better, I promise, just have patience. Please look at my other video about dilators. I give you some suggestions about how to make it fun and easy and something to look forward to versus something that you want to literally shoot yourself over. So yeah, that is the update there. I will definitely, of course, let you know how my first set of results came out or come out. I'm definitely optimistic because I feel great, but either way, whatever's meant to be is meant to be, and I feel in the best shape I've ever felt in my life to take it on, whatever it is. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say to you guys tonight.